start with a pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So first on the agenda is a Onanda update.
Yeah, so separate from that, oh, you have an update. I was gonna say, separate from what we were just talking about, Jim didn't give me any update to provide.
Well, I mean, basically for like the town, I mean, I think the town's basically just gonna ramp and they're mothballing things for right now.
Yeah.
For the progress that they've made. Because they wanna make sure that the Kings Hall has access, because the YMCA's rented it out for the summer, so. Like the plan is to come back into it, once that rental has expired. And then get back to work. We've gone out, we've redone our septic perk tests. We got some good, some not so good. So it sounds like there's gonna be some areas that we'll probably have to dig out. And then, but it does sound like there's a game plan. That Tyler from All Water was in agreement with my guys in the field that we could get something approved. So now we just gotta work with the DEC and try to figure out exactly what the permit is they're gonna want, and and get this thing kind of going forward.
You said some tests were good, some were.
Yeah, some of the perks.
You wanna put the.
Yeah, well, some of yeah, exactly. So I think that we'll have to do like a dig out in those areas where we didn't get the good perks. And then like I said, sounds like Tyler and my guys have a game plan that they think will get something improved. So that's the next step. So I think we got to put the perk information on the drawings, and then I think we just need to update the drawings and send those back into Tyler to kind of keep the ball moving along.
I missed that. What project we talking about?
That's a non. So that was the perk. So and then like I said, the last part, which is the little bit more nebulous part, is just dealing with the permitting, the actual permit that the DEC is going to want. Because Don Cardinal from the DEC was kind of putting us down the path of like a different permit than what we've had in the past, because it was segmented in the past for the different leach fields, but they're saying that we need to kind of aggregate it, put it all for one general permit. Yeah, well, the lower end on site and the upper on site would need to be combined. So we just got to work through that process with Don. That was definitely not in the it was definitely not thought of when we were going through this, because we thought we would be just permitting the specific location.
They're just conventional leach field would be up there.
Yeah, I think they just have to dig out some of the areas and then they'll fill it back in.
Phil.
Yeah, so with suitable material.
Okay. The other.
And then just while we're talking about further meeting started, the Onanda roof. RFP we discussed with finance committee. Finance committee initially said, let's go forward with accepting the $132,000 low bid for just the roof, like the roof on just the game room, the 35,000. It looks like though there may be some additional conversation of not accepting the bid because of cost, and it's well over our budget. And that maybe you want to look at architectural shingles instead.
I agree with that completely. I think that the cost for that roof at $135,000 is way in excess of our budget, and we did get a alternative bid to put asphalt shingles on there, which I think was in the range of about 38,000. And I think that's probably more representative of what the asphalt shingles would cost us. And I would recommend that we go out to rebid using the asphalt shingles as the primary product. And I think we could save a lot of money. We won't have to dip into other budgets in order to cover the excess cost. And I think that we could replace the roof 2.5 times down the road and still not equal the cost of the metal roof, so.
The one that accidentally came in was 33,175.
Okay, so 33, that's even
Yeah.
better, yeah.
And now I would say we. You know, just like you said, we will reject all the bids and not accept that one simply because that one was non-responsive to the actual RFP, which called for metal. So,
Yeah.
so we will rebid with the different scope of work for architectural solutions.
We should get that. We should get some more bids on it, we should get a decent return.
Yeah, hopefully local.
Yeah.
This will have some
And,
Brooklyn on
yeah.
how they would.
Yes.
What's it worth to travel up here to do a $30,000 roof? Yeah. But, so I'll research, I'm pretty sure we probably have to reject the bids by resolution, but I'll research that and, if we do, I will have it on the July 21st meeting to reject the bids and call for a rebid.
Perfect. Think it probably get stuff rolling for the rebid because there's 3 votes at least.
We know we're gonna do it, so if we start getting that prep. so-
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
you
can-
gotta start putting an RFP together.
Send it out the next day. So it doesn't look suspicious in any way, so.
Yeah.
And if
Well, it's
you
completely different
let me
scope,
know
so.
when the invitation for bid is ready, I can canvass a few guys too and get more participation in bid.
Do we generally post these like on our Facebook or
Yes.
can we? as
They go
well?
on the website, if we ask Sue or Chrisland can push it out on the app. They've been pushing stuff out there, but it is on our website, we have a bid page. It goes out onto a whatever contractor website that Chrisland uses. So it does get publicly posted, that's what people search for things, and then, but like I said, once it's public, we can reach out to anybody we want. Without, you know. Any negotiation discussion, just saying, here's an RFP, or we'd like to see people bid on it, so.
Alright,
Okay. North Road is next.
North Road, so, yeah, the notice to proceed was obviously, it was, predated and issued for the 7th. That was following conversations with, the Nardozzi's, in the pre-con meeting, they wanted it issued later, so. I believe all the paperwork has gone through, the shuffle that it needed to between Jared and the contractor, so, they're firing in a whole bunch of shops. I've got, aggregates are generally approved, pavement is generally approved. We're looking at the concrete, like some of the pipe was approved, the geogrid was approved, so there's a few things that kind of started to fall in. One of the most recent things that they kind of sent an RFI on was they wanted to move the trailer locations to Salt and Stall, for the job trailer and their trailer, which. Yeah, so apparently they contacted Arginine based on they'd be like 3 months before they get a service drop on Sand Hill for temporary service, so I just wrote back, I just told them, like, can we just, is there a way we can just do this with a generator temporarily until that service drop, because it doesn't make sense to have, like, for us to have an engineer's trailer that's on Salt Stall, because it's not like an easy jaunt to get over to that location, so.
Roof.
Fletcher's aware of it, I think Fletcher talked with him as well, he wants to talk to him on Monday, but. You know, I'm gonna try to push him towards going to where we headed and just. You know, I mean, we could just run a generator on.
At the right age.
Yeah.
yeah,
OG&E strikes me.
Yeah, so it's
Right age, have any outdoor outlets just to plug into?
yeah,
I noticed they're staging a lot of concrete products on right across from, was it Cayuga or Mohawk
mhm.
and North Road.
okay,
They
well.
cleared out an area there.
It must be
They were
there,
working there yesterday.
alright, I'll have to check and see if they've obtained their rating orders for that location, so.
Yeah,
although I know that we've.
Yeah, so we got at least one resident that was inquiring
Mhm.
about, so they're seeing some staging and was wondering what's going on.
They're throwing, they had a couple truckloads of pipe,
Oh, okay,
of corrugated.
Yep.
got a lot of concrete
The
started.
concrete are lined up on the road.
Lined up.
The mayor of County Road 28 was asking all these questions of amusement parks, where it was coming from, where they're getting it from, who's making it, and like,
Yeah.
it's concrete. That's all I need to worry
I
about.
think all the concrete products are pretty much coming from Kistner. So, I mean, so some of the things that, because the town's providing the precast structures, the initial, I guess, pinch point is the 10-foot diameter manhole. So no, you can leave that right there. I'll take it. Uh, the 10-foot diameter manholes in the storm chambers, those ones are more custom, so those won't really be available till the end of August, or sorry, the beginning of August and July, kind of the two timeframes that we were given. So, and those are kind of like some of the starting points. So we'll have to see what they want to do. I kind of suggested they just temporarily pipe through. And we just have to pay them for the pipe run, and then we'd probably pay them for the pipe demo. And then they could set the structure and then do a reconnect. So we'll see what the game plan is from there.
You say end of July, early in August, that's where we're at now.
I was
Most.
you're not even halfway into July yet. Might as well July 11th. It was from Kistner. They said the 10-footers were supposed to be this the week of the 28th, and then Contact said the week of the 4th.
Yeah, not that far.
So yeah, it's right around the corner. So they're staging. You know, we did ask them for an RFP to install a 3x3 because of the 10-footer. Once we got into the shops, we needed some more. We didn't have enough headspace over the arch, so we basically needed to raise that up. So by raising it up, we needed to create a new low point that was next to it, so we could actually drain the swale. So we gave them an RFP for 3x3. They came back, we marked it out, let's go back, so they got to send it back to us. But I definitely can see where they will definitely attempt to make money on these anything that we ask for that's not in the contract. So that'll be fun to kind of deal with.
Well, it's moving.
Yeah, it is.
After years
It is
of-
moving forward. It is
Yeah.
moving forward. So
Hopefully it won't be painful.
right, we'll see.
Okay.
Well, they said an RFI has got like 7 questions deep in it. Yeah, those are challenging.
All right. Water master plan.
Water master plan. I think the majority of the field work is roughly completed at this point in time. It was definitely a lot more in depth than I think either Jim or myself really envisioned. Derek came up with a pretty complicated sampling plan.
Who did?
Derek,
Oh,
we both refer to him as the mad scientist. So he's the guy that will do the modeling. So it was pretty complicated. I mean, it was basically a 6-man operation. So I think there's still like might be like one more day that we need to do to test one other area of the town. It's really focused on the PRBs. So
I saw him working around one of the PRVs a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe.
yeah, I think
On
each week they did it was probably, I think it was like a 3-day endeavor. I think they had I think 3 weeks already into it. So yeah, it is coming along. So hopefully with all this data, we'll get some really good modeling information so we can give some better direction on what's going on with the PRBs.
Good. Okay, town hall renovation update.
Well, I thought I'd have a little more detail after our construction update meeting Wednesday, but it kind of left with more questions. And, there's been a change in the general contractor, project manager with tactical between phase 1 and phase 2. Jake Flynn left with Jason Senate, who was the HVAC project manager, so he's kind of got everything dumped into his lap and is trying to catch up and is trying to keep up. And so things have been a little frustrating. But we are in phase 2. Phase 1's still have some punch list items that they're getting through, but the demo is going a little slower at phase two than we anticipated because we had to wait for the bathrooms. To get switched over, when they wanted to switch over the bathrooms, we would not accept bathrooms because. There were too many things that were not finished to have the public be able to be in there. So they finally got that all settled, they just started demoing the bathrooms a couple days ago. Upstairs, so right now those are unavailable, we have the whole upstairs closed to the public essentially, cause it looks like a war zone. It's like a bombed out building. They're doing overnight work to keep the noise down during the day, cause they're grinding the floors out and stuff. They're gonna be going back to day work probably another week or so. And we've got still the storefront door. The new storefront door. Waiting on, that was supposed to be phase one, but that's obviously phase two now. July 23rd is delivery for that, so gonna have to coordinate with Fletcher too. On his sidewalk. That's gonna be coming out of that door and then traveling along towards the front sidewalk. So it's too much of a slope or to go straight out.
Yeah, so you're making that one 80.
Yeah, so this is shocking. What I mean, didn't realize once they punched the wall out, I mean, it's like 18 inches above the actual ground level, the
Right.
floor in the inside the building. So, we're still waiting on a window in for phase one in Mike Warner's office. That's supposed to be coming next week and installed. End of next week into the following week. They just did the cabinet work in the development area. Some issues with the craftsmanship of the cabinets. And tactical plan on sending some stuff back, the cabinet doors, because they came all scratched up. We assumed they're told they were also bringing the reception desk. But they did not, and the guy was still building that out, so that's still another week and a half out being installed. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. We do have some HVAC issues identified, which I'll get, but that's now being removed from the renovation project. And I'll add that to my town facilities maintenance part of the agenda, because it's gonna cost us double the amount to keep it in the bid contract for the renovation. And try to do change orders to address it, or so than just utilizing our own service. Maintenance fee for it, so, that their August 25th was the initial closeout date. This is where I thought we'd have more of an answer, but we were unable, it's not going to be August 25th, but Tactical couldn't commit to an actual date. Other than probably beginning of September.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it usually, I mean, I could check in with Maggie, I'm like, she usually has a pretty good pulse on it.
She's on
She
them.
can, she can tell me, well, I know, but like, she can usually give me an idea, is like, is it a 2-week delay, is it a 1
Yeah.
month delay, is it like a couple month delay, what I,
She needed some answers from Jason in order to be able to really know, like Maggie and Joe are getting pretty frustrated with Tactical as well. And then maybe go on have some conversations with the actual owner. Cause we don't blame this on Jason, it was thrown into it, and I think they've got him running a million different directions. He's here 1 minute. And then all of a sudden, I call him to ask something, and he's on his way to Syracuse for another job that he had to get called over to, and so they're kind of, I'm assuming probably why the first guy left, but they're having some, they're pulling him everywhere, so Maggie said maybe they need to start
Oh, you got the fires that they're putting out in other locations, okay.
Yeah, so,
Might be a month extra, might get, I think a month extra.
yeah. We are looking at RFPs to change orders to just get all the seal and tile new instead of trying to salvage all that crap that's in the phase 2 area. We're looking at potentially doing something for Leaf's office now, so that it's not like a time warp into 1980.
Mhm.
It's the only office you walk into. Not redone,
I gotta
but
keep the smells low.
so, but ultimately we did look over budget with them after the meeting. And you know, we're right around, you know, where expected to be. We're not over yet.
No,
The initial, well, we determined it was 850. That was
the
authorized,
the
right?
initial authorization is 850 and
Yeah,
we might end up coming in around 800.
yeah, so we're still
our
well
hardship
below
we're
the
thinking.
850 mark. We're gonna be above the contract amount of 717. But we're still below the authorized actual capital budget amount, so. Well, we made some good changes that weren't initially in there, that it's just for the better.
Some of this was not anticipated.
Some of it was not anticipated, the bathroom, downstairs bathrooms kind of killed us a little bit, that was costly because they didn't, because of the drain,
The pitch of the floor,
yeah.
they had to adjust the drain
Yeah,
to be able to work the tiles.
There's, yeah, the HVAC issues that they started trying to work through. Was getting a little costly and, so we backed them out of that and. But other things, it was just, you know, things that weren't kind of looked at. Initially, like the development reception desk wasn't initially in the plan, and it's like, why wouldn't we do that? We should. We're gonna have brand new everything all around it and then have this really old crappy desk where the public is coming to come into, so. That was that extra, and so, but, you know, furniture costs that's not a part of the contract. So actually, now that I think of it, 'cause when I did the math, I think we're still looking like we're coming around about the contract price, taking out the furniture that
We did not have a furniture in there, and the furniture is what's gonna,
Oh.
and those other things, so
Yeah.
take that out, and we're.
And of course, we're not actually at the contract amount right now, we're still paying them, but
Right.
just estimating.
Right. Yeah, with their,
Yeah,
I got you.
so, but, what is it? It's good.
I'll tell you, the last 10% on any of these jobs just takes forever to get that last 10% done. It's just,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, just, that's how
Yeah,
it
there's-
pans out.
There's some, we're getting on the electrical people now because, there's just some crap work that was done that was left. Or just the outlets, like simple stuff like these outlets shouldn't be a quarter inch off the freaking wall.
Oh, they
The
stick
plate-
out.
The plates, you know, do some sanding underneath it before you pop it on. Get one that fits around so you don't see the hole on the side of it.
Right.
So we're getting on about starting to get on about little things. We're trying to get like the major things done, and now we're starting to like, all right, now you gotta come and fix this and this, cause it looks like crap and.
Right.
So, but the overall project looks good, there's just little. Minor things here and there.
Yep.
But we wanna make sure we get taken care of for the money we're spending,
We are,
that's it.
yeah,
so.
low bid. We are taking out the stained glass. You know, the stained glass that.
Oh,
hangs
yeah.
in the
Oh,
lobby.
that,
We kind of made a decision that's gonna come out, we're gonna donate it to the historical society. So, cause
it came from,
came from, there's a home it came from,
Point.
Yeah, it's my team point, yeah.
And,
there's a little write up for it.
not the lakeside, but yeah, there's like an old hotel or, Ray Henry salvaged the door that went into the place. That
Right,
was in the door.
right, that like glass, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was,
Taking out the bench too in the
the
lobby.
bench is coming
We
out,
do just chair seating.
there's about chairs in there, so it's more, a little more comfortable.
Surprise water pipe in one of the walls.
That's what we found.
That has to come out.
that problem with,
No,
No,
just like they
thank
took the
goodness.
walls, like. That wall's gotta go, but there's a water pipe that goes to a hose bib on the outside of the building, randomly in the back of the building behind a bush.
So the new conference room will have a water feature.
But so.
Have a great, it'll have a fountain.
What was the charge when that building was built?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
That wasn't us.
No, it's my dad.
Oh, was it?
Yep,
For one time, shade is not landing in my lap.
yeah, you know. Oh, and the funny thing, this is a total aside, okay, total bird walk, but if you will indulge me. There was a newspaper that they found in the, when they took the bench out. There was a newspaper in there, and the newspaper was from 1997. Actually, it was right around the time when the building was opened. So,
Okay.
I took a picture of one of the articles, critic. RG&E hiding information on demand.
Nothing new here.
I thought it was fitting, and it was either there for me to be comforted or there for me to be ticked off.
Right.
So, yeah, 1997 newspaper.
So they probably purposely dropped it down there.
Something to be said for
I did
construction.
that in my house,
Right.
I redid my old house. My dad built a bench and shower, I dropped some stuff in there and you're right.
Oh, and I've done
Yeah,
anything in my house, putting up wallboard on the inside, I always write my name and the date. Put the other side on, you know, someday, someone may find it, and encourage me, why did he do it like this?
Right.
Where's the mother?
All right, next, we seem to have a lot of
Yeah,
HVAC issues.
yeah, so we got a lot of building maintenance issues going on, facilities maintenance. I mean, it goes along with not having capital budgets to actually handle the stuff regularly. Highway AC unit, Jim talked about it, finance, I can't recall specifically what he was trying to do, but it is Siemens system, so they're the only ones that can work on it. I think he said the replacement was gonna be like north of 100 grand, so they're trying to work out some other potential board replacements instead, and but I think we're already like well over $12,000 in repairs on the thing. So that's some significant unplanned expenses. At least it's cool in here because the HVAC on our side of the building has had issues since we went back in there. My office has a thermostat that just constantly runs and was keeping the other end of the building cool. But you walk past the bulkhead and it's like a 10-degree difference in my office, Lindsay's office, just it's like been hovering around like 77, 78 degrees. So they've been trying to figure that issue out. In doing so, they realize it's if I can get this right here. Yesterday I realized it. Yesterday I thought, oh, it was quick fix. That's what I heard in the morning. Figured it out. It's not actually major. It's quick fix. By the end of the day, when it's 81 degrees in my office, I'm like, where did they go and what happened to this quick fix? I called Chase and they're like, oh no, we found that it's significant. It's a 4-ton condenser, a 4-ton something outside, and operate a 3-ton condenser inside, and everything is just kind of like overheated and shorting out. And so they had to ultimately shut the whole system off because they determined it was a fire hazard to keep it running. So now we've got like no airflow back there at all. So in discussions with Maggie and Jason, it was decided like, let's take this, we're not doing this inside the renovation bid. So we're not having to pay those prevailing wages and everything, and it can be done sooner. So we reached out to MJ Mechanical, who we have our Vault HVAC service contract with, as an emergency repair that we need to get done. So they're supposed to be reaching out to me sometime today to see when they can come out and start taking a look at it. I sent them everything that's tactical, diagnosed and priced out on their end. Which they are recommended that we do. They did it so that we could send it to somebody else. And so we'll see, but luckily next week is gonna be light. There's a lot of people on vacation. I'm not.
I think the meeting we had in there yesterday started at 78. And by the
Yeah.
time the meeting was done, it was
81.
80, yeah. I thought it was
Everybody
82.
behind me, I'm like,
If there were
everybody behind
there-
my
There were
office, you gotta
four of
get
us, there were 4 of us talking and it tripped, it was up to 4 degree
Like I
increase.
said, about half our staff is on vacation next week, so it'll be less breathing in there.
Right.
Less hot air. But,
It wasn't that many years ago
Yeah,
that they came up with zoning the building.
that was, yeah, that
Buzz
was,
was here, I mean, it was like
I think
7 years.
it wasn't that, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, cause I was like, I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was probably. You know, in that 2016 timeframe.
Yeah, those are the end of the
Yes.
teams, yeah.
Somewhere in that
That was
range.
supposed to solve all of our
But they-
issues and,
You guys were working with, I think it was M&E,
yeah,
at the time, M&E was, they came up with a plan for. I don't know, we went from, originally everything was like in the attic space, so I think that's where they kind of like, when they. Instead of trying to replace the 2 items, they broke it down and they put in, as there's like 4 units or something like that, you know, so it was. Definitely different, it was a different approach, so,
according to Jason. Tactical, he says this thing likely never was functioning right, well, from based on, you know, what he's seeing on what
Gotcha.
was, how it was placed. And so, and he said now, and then obviously there's no maintenance on it, he sent me a picture of. The outside condenser that had like.
oh, baked up,
Yeah.
yeah.
3
Right,
inches
kind
of
of what,
dust on it.
yeah,
So yeah, so their estimate, Tacticals was just under $8,000, so we're expecting. Hopefully only about half of that from MJ Mechanical, if they find the same issues that
mhm.
Tactical did. But just again, another unbudgeted cost
Yeah.
that we're gonna have.
Whenever that building was built,
Um,
the ventilation system has never worked in that building. It has never, ever worked.
well,
you can say the same here.
Yeah, to some degree, but
Yeah.
yeah, and the ventilation, like, I don't know why they're so complicated.
well, and that leads me to the vault HVAC, which we've been having issues with, and again had to. Shut it down and have MJ Mechanical out because it was blowing hot air into the vaults. And so they came out, they diagnosed potential issue with part. So I think they're waiting on, they were able to get it back and running. So it's running, it's cooling. But previously it was another, so it's like this whole, it's like piece by piece, this system is starting to go, and I don't know how old it is. But it's like one thing after the other with that, so these are some additional expenses for the vault HVAC. The town hall elevator has gone out, had got somebody stuck yet again. Now previously, before yesterday, it was on the agenda because it went out several weeks ago. I was stuck on the thing. And we had the Otis come out and service it, which ate up the entire budget we had for the year on the elevator. And they identified all significant issues that are going to need attention in the very near future, include like 1.5 of rust on all the systems in the elevator
basement,
well,
yeah.
because there's no vapor barrier, it's all wet down there. And then once you touch an elevator, it's gotta come up to all codes, so that's likely a 6-digit situation we'll be in. But we had it still running, they had blown some fuses. But then yesterday, somebody else got stuck in it, a contractor, and so we took it offline, until they come out again. And it's clear that it's, you know, we keep
There's
it
something
limping
up.
along, but it's.
Chester's not, they're not gonna like it, because Chester got a call. Chief Brown called and said, so who's stuck in the elevator?
I was just very happy because when I got the text message, cause I was working a little bit from home yesterday, waiting for my own contractors to come, and I got the call and text, somebody stuck in the elevator, I'm like, oh crap, employee or public? Please let it be an employee. And they said public, but then it turned out to be a contractor, so I'm like, all right, at least it's not a member of the public yet.
Right.
And so yeah, so right now, it's not good to keep it going, so we gotta, get on that, and. That's where we're at with that one. We did fix we do have one positive thing, we fixed a leak in the roof that apparently has been going on for years. When it rains, it would leak down on one of the pipes in the ceiling and into the hallway of the clerk's office. And then just pour out onto the floor. When I went to address that, I was at that, we had those heavy downfalls a couple weeks ago. I'm like, and when I went to address it, they're like, oh yeah, this has been happening for years. I'm like, so why don't we fix it? So we had a roofer come out and they fixed the roof. We haven't gotten the invoice, it should be about $500. But so we at least got one issue fixed, the continuous roof leak. Cause we didn't see it come through in this last downpour the other day. This or whenever, we have some basement leaking, but we're not even, that's going at least into the drainage, so we're not even addressing that right now.
Sounds like, and we have a lot of maintenance issues here. We don't really have. We have somebody who comes in and cleans the carpets and does the windows. But we don't have anyone that's like looking at maintenance of, not that they could fix everything, but at least. They fix the small things that alert us that you got a problem here.
There are
We don't
places
really
that
focus on
that
that.
help with those. Creating those maintenance schedules, so you can think of, I know I've talked to Greg, we've talked about this where you it's software and you enter stuff in when new and it generates the things that. Like a car. Like a car
Yeah,
service.
say, hey, time to maintain this, time to take a
Time to
look at
maintain
this.
that, so that's
I'm gonna
something,
look into it.
as we're growing, it's something that might be worth.
But we don't have a person.
We don't have a person.
That would be doing that, performing that function. I don't know whether we should or not right now, but. I mean, any place I've ever worked, we had maintenance staff,
Yeah.
building maintenance and equipment, all that stuff, but. We just pull a guy from highway to do carpentry work, we.
Parks and Rec.
Somebody
Parks
didn't
and
know how
Rec
to
does a
put
lot
wrenches,
with a lot of the maintenance. I'm up in the attic often.
Is it the elevator needs to be inspected annually, but I guess the question was like, have they ever done like a full evaluation of the thing to let us know?
That's what I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I don't.
I just know you gotta get something to be able to get the little sticker, right, that says that you can still operate it, so I'm just surprised that like we got to this point where we're like, oh, there's major significant things, like, it sounds like. No one's gone down there to look at any of the stuff in a while.
Yeah.
Or.
Yeah. So, the fire station air conditioning. Was something that was brought up by the Canandaigua Fire Department, and there are many demands on us doing things like their landscaping, their mulching. Even though that's a contract for them to do, we took care of it, right? Did we finish that? Oh,
Yeah, I think they took care of the basics, but we're still waiting on Jen to get out with the construction policy.
Alright, so, but now they want us. They said we need to go service their air conditioning units. Here's my thing, we provide the building for no cost to them, we do a lot already, we do things outside of the contract, like. The mulching and landscaping, we accommodated them for. We have a lot of our own expenses going on, unanticipated expenses going on. I just wanted to bring it here to this group to get thoughts and interpretation on this part of the contract that basically says the city shall be responsible for and shall pay for all electrical current that the city requires in the demised premises. And shall be responsible for all utilities, including but not limited to electric, water, heat, and the like. Do we think that's just calling for their pay for it or also like maintain? Is the question, because I would like to just say, you know what, we got a lot going on right now. If you want the air conditioning service, you gotta touch base with your city officials and see if they're willing to pay for it.
Read that again.
The city shall be responsible for and shall pay for all electric current that the city requires in the demised premises. And shall be responsible for all utilities, including but not limited to electric, water, heat, and the like.
Responsible for. Would mean in totality to me,
Yeah,
I'm sure they're looking at,
well,
Yeah,
'cause
electric
the
bill.
first sentence talks about pay, second sentence is more vague.
yeah,
On
So-
for,
So, I mean, I think either way, I guess we can also agree that like this year we're not going out to service it. I mean, it's working, it's not working, but right now we have our own air conditioning units not working at
well,
all.
and then there's the other thing to look at too, is the cost of the maintenance that we do in the building. We do have our contract negotiations this year. Might be something to bring up where any, if it's something that we pay for that's out of that contract, that it's tallied and it's taken off for the following year or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so ultimately, I really just wanted to bring here to say, what do we wanna tell them? Do we wanna say, you know what? We're not doing it, we can't do that this year. We got a lot of other unexpected costs and if you need something done this year, then reach out to your city manager. Otherwise, it's gonna have to wait until next year when we can figure out the budget or whatever we're doing in the
Right.
contract negotiations.
Cause there's also what happens, the
And I can
location.
find the email on exactly what they're asking for.
no, I would agree with that, that's. And like, in my mind, if we could just say, here's a building. We have no plan to do anything with it ourselves.
No.
Why do we need to carry it? I mean, it's,
So they're asking, is there a service plan for the central AC unit at station 2? Seems to be running okay, but the condenser is full of everything in the outside air and likely many years of buildup. Thank you. So so I guess they really wanna send somebody out to clean the thing,
What a service on the AC
Why?
unit,
clean it.
clean it
Right.
yourself,
Yeah, you just gotta disassemble it and hose it off. for the
clean the
most
crap
part.
up, yeah, clean it up yourselves, or I would push for this, push back. And they could, if they have say we can't get out there, recommend city staff or whoever they have service all their other air conditioners. Roll through and do it, and then we can decide if we keep the building or what we do with the building and as part of these contract discussions.
Yeah, cause there's nothing even in this contract that basically says the town shall. Strictly maintain this, that, and that, and so. I think we're fine in saying we're not doing it right now, but. Again, I didn't wanna. You guys may be the ones that get the complaints, so I didn't wanna
that's fine.
unilaterally make the decision. Without thoughts and on that interpretation and also.
What do you think?
I think we should push back and make this an issue in our contract negotiation.
There we go.
That I'm in agreement and I'll let them know what the decision is that we're gonna do.
Do you mind me just brainstorming about that for a minute? Why do we want this?
You don't.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
When the building, again, the deal was, the town built the building. To have fire protection in this part of town. And then leased it to the city. That was the deal. But now you're right, we're at the point, and this is what we've kicked, John and I know that we've with others kicked back and forth, why do we have it? And that's something else that we've have on the table to float out during the negotiations of, listen. You've got the building for $1, we have no use for it. Let's figure out a way to transition it over to you guys, whether it be by sale. Whether it be however we figure it out. We know that whatever, if it's full market price, we know we're gonna be paying for that back to them and our fire protection costs, they're gonna get it back anyway, but. I think that's definitely something that we need to look at. It's just, listen, it's your building.
Now, I can tell you. My personal views, I think that they're not, I mean, maybe we're able to get. Goodwin on board with that and the fire department on board, I don't think council's gonna go for it, because they're gonna look at it as just another expense that now they have to budget for.
Mhm.
No.
So,
But we
but
could-
the town's not really utilizing that.
You don't.
Building,
all we do is pay for things on it, and we get nothing in return,
We get fire.
we get fire protection.
Right.
But we have a zero, actually, we have a $1 lease that they haven't paid, so we can send an eviction notice, but, just kidding. No, but we also know, and it's not the fire department, obviously, we want to maintain good relations with the fire
Yeah.
department and we enjoy them being there. But it's just, you know, it comes a point, it's like, what benefit are we getting from maintaining this building? You know, other than fire protection, which we still pay for anyway.
Right.
Whether they're there or elsewhere.
And if they push back, do we have the option to say? Well, maybe we'll look to see if there are any other local fire departments who would be interested in leasing a bit. And just not, no,
Drop
just
the grenade.
drop the grenade and say, look, listen, if you're gonna push back. Cause
Yeah.
if we don't have a fire agreement with them. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if that's another over $1 million, and I'm not even saying that we get out of it. But just we use that as leverage.
They're gonna have every incentive to need to sign a contract. To get payment for fire protection. The building lease is actually wrapped into the fire protection contracts since 2019. And so, yeah, I mean, either. They're gonna accept the building, or we're gonna have to significantly make this more clear. On maintenance of the building, and that they're going to be responsible for maintaining. Much of that building, since they utilize it, since everything, all the maintenance that needs to occur to it is due to their use of the building. So.
Somehow we have to be compensated if we keep the building, maintain it, that comes off the annual cost, that's.
That's the other option.
We don't touch the building, we do nothing with it, so.
Yeah.
It's just
So,
aggravating that. City's got money problems, we all know that, that's a, you know, they wouldn't even pay for the freaking barge for fireworks, you know, and then. All that kind of stuff, I mean, you're right, the council will never go along with it. But somehow we gotta get out from under that burden, or be compensated for it.
Yeah.
Either way, but I mean, it shouldn't fall to us, we're paying for the fire protection. Part of that protection is the maintenance of that building, so that they can use it to provide the fire protection, so.
I mean, Cheshire doesn't come to us and say. It's baked into what we pay them for fire protection. They don't say, hey, we have this that needs to be done at Station 1. They don't come back with
That's
that.
just a relationship that you guys have
It is.
established, that's all.
Yeah,
Problem is we perpetuated it ourselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
I mean, maybe you have people here that wanna make a change, so.
So I think we have,
So for this purpose,
We
we
have
let them know
focused-
that we're not dealing with it this year, you
Yeah.
get it done, it's at your own
and
expense. So,
I think we're of the same
Okay.
accord that if we can get out of it. Or, yeah, I mean, that becomes, like you said, John, it's becomes a significant negotiating piece. For this upcoming contract. So
They need us and we need them, so there's gotta be some
there's gotta be some.
meeting of the
Yeah,
minds.
middle.
How are you proposing to? Form that negotiation?
so we talked about potentially keeping the current rate flat.
I mean, in terms of,
So
the
who?
process, the who.
Oh,
So we've already had an initial meeting and it's myself, it's John, it's city manager and it's the fire chief. And we start laying that out there and they come in and same thing with Cheshire, when we do that, they lay out the parameters, what they're looking at. And we have several back and forth meetings as far as. And it's all related, you know, the staffing and other things are kind of determined by the fire study agreement that we have. And then we talk about, basically it just comes down to compensation, what they're asking for us to contribute to them for fire protection. Really, that's been the main negotiable number. Staffing has been part of that discussion,
Yeah,
why they got up to 18.
and they're right now,
We just need to push back and say, look, we don't want the fire station.
Yes.
You take it,
Yep.
and if it costs you more money to maintain it, then you're gonna have to distribute that to all the people that
Distribute
are
it out
using it,
to
all
all-
the districts.
Well, everybody that's
But I.
serviced through that building, you can essentially be paying.
But they
for
can't
that.
do it, they can't do it that way.
This relationship
they can't.
of us owning the building and them providing the fire protection
Correct.
doesn't work.
No. It's been a pain
I don't know if there's any,
ever since I've been here.
does anybody else
You too.
contribute to their contract other than us?
No, they're trying to get
Yeah.
Farmington too.
So that's the thing, we're the only ones that contribute to their contract.
Well, the city residents will contribute too. So,
Well, yes, yeah.
you know, let's just say in theory
Yep.
that there's 10,000 people in the city and there's 10,000 people in the town.
Yeah.
So we all contribute equally to the fire protection.
Yeah.
And I think that in our best interest, we need to get rid of the building. It's no sense that we own it. It just,
I think we're all in agreement with the.
you know, and then that way, in the future, when they need to expand their fire services, right? And whatever they need to
And
do
they can expand the building.
with the building or that building or alternative building, it's not our issue, it's theirs. They take care of it.
You know, for example, $250,000 to fix the roof. Whereas if, you know, $250,000 for a new roof.
Right.
That we ponied up. Where if it's rolled in, it's like, yeah, we pay for it, but we pay for it over a period of time.
Absolutely.
And it's not that hit on our
Well,
reserve.
the only people that are paying for that roof for town of Canandaigua people.
Right,
But yet
Right.
that building also provides fire protection.
The city.
for that north end
northern
of
part
the
of the
city.
city,
Mhm.
so and they
Yeah,
pay
that-
nothing towards that,
Right.
so. and
That's
just-
something I hadn't even, till now thought about, it's like everything else that is associated with fire protection is paid for through the fire protection rate and all that, so why is it
Except
still
this.
Except for this building,
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, and
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, and they don't see, they don't understand. I mean, they might, but the way that, because we run it through different things, we can't we have a general fire tax. Theirs is baked into their budget.
Yeah,
They can't charge fees for certain places. You know, we're able to levy some of those, because it's like the agency fee or whatever it's called, for some of the nonprofits, they still help pay into that.
well, the people in the city, the people in the city don't see. Fire costs, because as you said, it dropped into their entire budget. Whereas here, we have property tax, we have special districts, we have fire, water,
We have it all broken down.
that's, yeah.
Mhm.
Our people see that fire. And it's more, well, till this year. That number was greater than our property tax. It overtook our property tax. It's so expensive and it's, people in the city don't see that. They don't have the same feeling that we do at all. They don't know.
Well, they don't want the transparency, so they can't.
Yeah.
You know.
And I will offer my services if you want any help in those negotiations.
The concession stand report is on here,
Yeah.
we already talked about it in finance, I may have jumped the gun and talked about it in the wrong committee. It's been a long week, so I don't think we need to belabor it anymore, so that's what I was just looking for that, discussion that we had in finance.
We're excited.
Well, yeah, we already talked about
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah, I think I just talked about it in the wrong
Everybody was
committee.
Yeah.
the company store or the concession stand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's our bid, so we're in negotiation.
I love it.
Getting them in there, so,
I love it. It's a
yeah,
great
isn't that
idea.
great? Yeah.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, I know, right? But it sounds good though.
Sounds
It sounds,
Sounds like a nice opportunity, but whether it
well, I said a couple of you guys
It's
that, thing I saw in Canandaigua Chronicle yesterday.
They're good.
About the people,
Yeah, Ben.
Ben that runs the company store and all that.
Yeah, they were
We had a
out.
worker, somebody new to the area. I don't know, she had a phone in her camera in her house, she moved here, dog was stuck in a cage, choking to death. He let her go home to try and get the dog out, she couldn't. Panic called him, he dropped everything, ran to her house, freed the dog up, and that's the kind of guy that he is, I mean. It sounds like a really good person.
Yeah.
yeah, great.
You know, color, I hope they make it.
The way it works.
They were out at Music in the Park the other night,
One
so
of our sponsors.
they're good supporters.
Yep.
They have excellent cat food cookies.
All of their stuff is delicious.
Right?
It's a big win for us.
Mhm.
All right, I don't think we have any privilege in the floor, there's nobody.
I'll make a motion.
Sure.
Wait. Just hang on.
Oh, I got
Oh, God. Seriously? It's 2 seconds, so the culvert planning report is completed. It was sent to a few of you guys to take a look at. I haven't heard any comments back, so I'm assuming that's generally final, so I'm gonna send that into the DEC, get their blessing. And then the counterpart to this, we're gonna go after a WQIP grant. to do, a couple culverts, I think the one on Monks and one of them on Smith.
Okay.
So there's no, and what we're doing is we're capping out the grant, so it's a 75-25 grant. So, I think it goes up to 2.5 million, right, so. So you get those two culverts done, and then we'll have to look at how we wanna phase the other ones, because. There's no way to do like the 3 on Goodale without like leaving people on an island, cause once you close the road, right, you gotta make a big hole.
Lives there,
What's that?
lives there.
Yeah, well, I think that could impact the waters.
You don't wanna end
Going
up,
upside
you don't wanna end up with another tanker.
I already know that, so, but I mean, like, we'll have to look at how we sequence those, so there might be like, my guess is there'll probably be like 2 more. Rounds of going after WQIP to complete the ones that we've identified.
One on Monks Road, that thing's pretty good size, isn't it?
It's big, but I'm like, it's the existing culvert that is there is in pretty deleterious condition. There's a segment of the culvert that like you look up, you can see out and see daily. So it's the rebar's all exposed.
So that thing, I mean, the hill on 21 right behind you,
Mhm.
coming down to that juncture.
Yeah, the
What's the
existing
lot
culvert
like?
is like a 10 by 10, and that one, it doesn't stage that as bad. But one of there's a metric in there, if you read the report, definitely, please read the report.
Haven't seen it.
So, but take a look at it, but it's like, there's a metric in there that talks about like the headwater depth relative to the height of the culvert. But like generally you wanna be 1.5 and less, for all of them, but like. Monks wasn't that bad, it was pretty close to that 1.5, so it really wasn't as undersized as some of the other ones, like at Goodale. Some of the headwater ratios were like in the 8s, so I mean, they were like super undersized. For where they are, so.
Climate change.
That also, I think it was like, I think there was a couple of like, we got a problem, so we're gonna solve it really quickly, so we just like punched a 10-inch line. Underneath, the road, but it'll be interesting, so there's some good projects, so we'll see what happens.
Should be in your email.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, now I'll make the motion.
Second,
But
all in favor? Just do it.
Aye.
Do you,
The official